Hello, and welcome to The Successful Introvert, How to Confidently Grow Your Business and Your Bank Account, a weekly interview series where I will be interviewing experts on how to grow their confidence, step out of your comfort zone, and thrive in your business. I'm Erin Sum, confidence coach, supporting shy and introverted women entrepreneurs to step past their fears of being seen and heard and into confidence so they can shine their bright, beautiful light in the world, making a bigger difference in the world and their bank account. So make sure to go ahead and join us at the free Stand Up and Shine Confidence Challenge at erinsum.com/confidence challenge to expand your confidence and increase your income in less than 10 minutes a day. I am thrilled today to have Michelle McClintock with us talking about staying emotionally protected as an empath. Michelle McClintock, CHC, is an integrative nutrition health coach and pranic healer with a mission to put women on their unique path to health and wellness. She specializes in working with women who are burnt out, stressed out, and want to find balance, lose weight, gain energy, and feel vibrant again. She recognized that for many women to fully heal, she needed to work with their chakras and energy by adding in the practice of pranic healing to her coaching. Healing gets to the root cause and helps to help women release blocks and negative energy that is holding them back to truly find happiness and balance. She attended the Institute of Integrative Nutrition and is a proud member of the American Association of Drugless Practitioners. She received her Pranic Healing training from the Pranic Healing Institute. She would love to help you find your path to wellness from wherever you are and wherever you want to be. Hello, Michelle. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Erin. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, so happy to have you today.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Hi, everyone who's joining live and watching later. Hi, thank you.
Yeah. So, Michelle, I know I just read your bio, but tell us a little bit more about your business and what you do for women to help them heal.
Yeah, so my business is called Tuned In Wellness, and I am, as you said, a health coach and a healer. And I really work with women around helping them move past the blocks that are holding them back. And a lot of times how that shows up for women are, as we're talking about today, is some low self-esteem or lack of confidence or body image issues or showing up in the way that we eat. So stress eating, binge eating, overeating, things of that nature. So I really work with those women to figure out, what's going on there and help them move past that.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. I think that's so needed. We
Thank you.
Stuff our faces sometimes and we don't know why.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And it's all places I've been myself and been able to move past. So I speak from a place of experience.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be talking about being empathic and how to stay emotionally protected as an empath. And I feel that's especially important right now as there's so much energy happening right now. And there's a lot of negative energy happening in the world right now. And it's hard for us to stay feeling positive. And I think it's really important for us to discuss how to stay safe and how to feel protected with all of this going on. So I know you consider yourself an introvert and an empath. So tell us a little bit more about what that means for you and what it might look like for our viewers.
Well, for a long time, I really didn't think of myself as an introvert and I didn't really know what an empath was. I just knew that I would go all the time and then just feel completely burnt out and completely overwhelmed. And so kind of recognizing that I am an empath, and an empath is someone who really feels other people's feelings and feels them, the good feelings, the positive feelings, positive energy, and negative feelings and negative energy, and really kind of takes it on as feeling their own. And then as an introvert too, needing to kind of back down and regroup from that, it's almost like a double, you're kind of getting this double whammy where you're feeling like, oh my gosh, why am I so exhausted? Why can I not get up every day and be this A-type personality and go? And you try, but then you just feel like you're really, people may tell you you're overly emotional or overly sensitive or things, say things like that to you, but it really is that you're just an empath and you feel the emotions of others. And especially like you were saying, in today's environment, there's so much negativity out there and there's so much upheaval going on that the empaths right now are really feeling it, and it's really taking a toll on us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And yeah, it's been challenging lately. So I'm really happy that we're talking today, and so that we can support more people in that.
Yeah.
And feeling better and be able to stay safe.
Yeah.
And I was just learning, and you'll know more about this than I do, but that a lot of introverts consider themselves or are empaths, and most empaths are introverts, is what I was just reading about. Is that?
Yeah. I would say that's pretty accurate. That's definitely pretty accurate, because as an empath, you really need your downtime. So you may be going to networking events and going to family functions and seeing clients, but then finding that you really, really need your time to regroup and to have your downtime. And I refer to that as my ebb and flow. So the ebb and flow of an introvert or an empath. And for a long time, I wasn't easy on myself about it. So just recognizing that you really need to have that downtime, and you really need to take that time to take a breath, rest, and just really, and then prepare yourself to go back out and do it again. Yeah,
I agree. I mean, I talk to so many entrepreneurs, especially women, who say, yeah, I burnt myself out. I got super sick. I had to take a time off from my business. I've heard it over and over and over again. And, I think it's really true. We go. We try to be what society says we should be as entrepreneurs, which is extroverted and be out there all the time and go. And that's just not, we can't do that as introverts and empaths without, taking that time for ourselves.
Absolutely. And Katie was just making a comment that she feels like a sponge, and that's absolutely right, because you do feel like a sponge. And as you and I were talking about the word hustle, how the word hustle can make me feel so anxious. Like they say, you're an entrepreneur and you really need to hustle and be out there. And to an introvert or an empath, that just sounds like, oh my gosh, that sounds horrible, right? Yeah. So the hustle is different for us. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Maggie also is commenting here. Hi, beautiful ladies. Thank you for sharing this valuable info. Yes, Maggie, I agree. This is very valuable info. Thank you. Yeah. And anyone else who's watching live, feel free to comment. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to comment below so that we can answer your questions. Yeah. Lorna, thank you for raising awareness. You're welcome, Lorna. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Well, I'm hearing some extra noise. I'm not sure where that's coming from. So how can empaths stay safe emotionally, especially when networking or in person? I know, besides the not doing the hustle that we're told to do, how else can we stay safe?
Yeah, so I have some tips for you guys. So one thing that I'd like to recommend to everybody is to meditate every day. Mm-hmm. So if you can spend just some time grounding and meditating and really kind of getting back in your own space and just taking that time to be quiet and connect with yourself. Because when we wake up and we're rush, and then we try to go out the door, then you're not taking that time to really kind of regroup, and it can feel even more stressful. And you're leaving yourself really vulnerable when you're doing that. So taking the time to meditate every day, and during your meditation, and especially before you leave the door, before you go to a networking event, surround yourself, and we call it shielding. So you'd want to shield yourself, and that's shielding is like putting a shield around yourself. So you can imagine it. Some people will say it's like a white bubble or a violet flame. You may have heard that, or a violet bubble, where you're just really putting an energetic shield around yourself. So you can just imagine that you've kind of stepped into this bubble that's going to protect yourself. And what you're doing is, it's the intention that you're setting, that I'm protecting myself from outside energies. And it really does help. So that's a really good way to do it. And if you're meditating in the morning, you can end your meditation with the intention that you're shielding yourself for the day and protecting yourself from any any negative energies. So that's a good way. Yeah, that's a really easy way to do that. And some other things that are super simple is if you're going to a networking event, silk will reflect any negative energy. So wearing a silk blouse, really simple. You'll see that men wear silk ties, and it's really smart because it's protecting all of their chakras. The silk is protecting their chakras. Wow. So simply wearing a silk blouse or a silk scarf that goes around your neck and kind of down over your chakras is another really great way to protect yourself as an empath. Because what you're trying to do is not soak up the negative energies of other people. Positive energy is great. Bring that all in, but we don't want the negative energy, right? Right. Yeah. And another quick tip is if you're around somebody, say that you meet somebody at a networking event and you forgot to shield yourself and you're not wearing silk and you're like, oh my gosh, this person is so, you meet the people that you think their energy just makes me feel tired and doesn't feel good to me. Just protect your solar plexus is right here about, right under right where your ribs meet is your solar plexus. Just put your notebook or your bag or your purse right over that, because that's your emotional center. So just protecting that is another super simple trick to kind of protect yourself from that energy. So those are a couple that you can do right away. At the end of the day, if you're feeling kind of drained and depleted, a salt bath is always a really good idea. So just take a bath you can put Epsom salt if you like, because that's always great too for, the magnesium, a little lavender, and about a half a cup of salt to a cup of salt. And that's going to also cleanse your energy.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any tips for social media? Yeah, I know social media can be kind of a bloodbath.
Yeah, social media. My biggest tip is to limit yourself to social media. I actually have to set a timer for myself sometimes because it's really easy to get sucked in. And especially for an empath or an introvert in business, you see people that are really, really out there exposing themselves a lot, and you may feel like you are not keeping up, or that you're not on social media as much as other people are. So you don't want that to kind of make you feel bad about yourself. So really limiting your time and just remembering that, people put their best selves on social media. So, also too, you can shield yourself as well. So you can shield yourself before going on social media. And then another thing you can do when you're done and shut your computer and step away, just simply cut the cord. You can just imagine that there's a cord between you and the social media, and I'm cutting the cord. And very simple. So some very simple tricks that you can do just to energetically disconnect.
I like that.
Yeah.
I see a lot of my friends on Facebook saying, I'm going to take a break. I can't handle this right now. And it's so different for us as entrepreneurs because so much of our business is done on social media. So there's this amount of things we have to be on there, and I'm trying to just look at my notifications really quickly, see if anything has to pertain with me, and then try to be off. It's really hard, to break ourselves of that habit.
Yes. And if you have somebody that that you're an acquaintance with, I have so many friends on Facebook, and I actually had to do a Facebook cleanup. And I did it in about 4 different phases, where first it was kind of the obvious people. And then, sooner or later, different people start to come up and surface. And if you're seeing someone that's always posting negative posts, even if maybe they are a really good friend of yours. So maybe you stop following them, but once a week, maybe you go check in and look at their page and say hello, or you call them on the phone, or you send them a text, or you just have a different way of communicating with that person other than seeing their constant negativity on social media. Yeah. It's okay to unfollow people.
Yeah, I've been doing that too. And it doesn't mean deleting them from your page. You don't have to be friends with them. Yeah. But you can just hit the unfollow button so you don't see their updates. And
they don't know you've unfollowed them, just in case anyone's wondering. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you don't have to feel guilty because they don't know.
Yeah. And like I said, you can go check in on their page every now and then and see what they're up to and say hello to them. Yeah. So there are lots of ways to stay connected other than having to, because, especially with the political stuff going on, some people are just every single day, multiple times a day. And it was getting to me. So it's like, okay, I can't see it anymore.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great tips. Thank you. Again, if anyone has any questions, feel free to type into the comments if you have any questions or are loving the broadcast today. So how does one keep you kind of talked about keeping your energy clear, but your office space, how does one keep your office space clear?
So office space, a super simple one is to sage your office. You can sage your office once a week, or you can do it more often if you feel that you need to. That's a really simple way to keep your office space clear. You can sprinkle salt in the carpet. Hi, Gina. You can sprinkle salt in the carpet and vacuum the salt up. That also removes energy. You can burn a candle. And also keeping your office clutter free is a really good way to keep yourself kind of energetically clean too, because I don't know about you, but when I have a lot of clutter around me, especially in my office space, I don't feel very organized, and that can really kind of get in my way of being successful that day.
Yeah.
I find saging is the easiest way. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. And I love having a clean, clear, clutter-free house, but it's rarely like that. And so I definitely notice the difference when I have clutter around me, or after I've cleaned the house and everything's nice and clean. I definitely notice an energetic difference.
Absolutely.
So you talked a little bit about the ebbs and flows, honoring the ebbs and flows as an empathic introvert. Is there anything else that you wanted to say about that? Any other tips or?
I think when I first started my own business, because I was in corporate America for a really long time, and so so you get up every day, you go to your job, sometimes you're tired, you come home and you rest because you put in your 8 hours, right? You've done what you're supposed to do. But as an entrepreneur, we don't give ourselves that luxury. We'll work 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, 7 days a week sometimes, and wonder why we're not doing more, or feel guilty that we're not doing more. And then we're trying to go to all of these networking events, and we're going to a networking event, we're going to a breakfast meeting, and then we have a client, and then we're going to a lunch date, and we're really stretching ourselves very thin, but not allowing ourselves the time to slow down and just stop. And I don't know many entrepreneurs that take Saturday and Sunday off, or even Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which I would recommend really giving yourself 2 to 3 solid days of not going on social media, not checking your emails, and really allowing yourself the time to rest. And if you can't do it that way, maybe you work Saturdays with clients, making sure that you know your body and when you need to take a break, and not pushing yourself. Because when you're pushing yourself, when you're overly tired, or you're really needing to shut down and you're drained, you're not at your best. You're not giving your 100% anyways. So it's better to just take a few hours or a day or a few days and shut down for a while and regroup and meditate and ground and journal and do all the things that are going to get you back to your space of productivity.
Yeah, I agree with you. I definitely notice a difference when I have a really busy weekend. I notice a difference for the next week for days. It's not just Monday. The difference. It's 3 or 4 days. I notice that my energy's lower. It's harder to stay concentrated.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Because we push ourselves, and especially when we're new in business, or we're trying to go to a whole bunch of networking events. And don't you notice sometimes you have 1 week where there's a whole bunch of events at once? It's okay to pick and choose. Pick the ones that you really want to go to that week. And it's okay to say no. We have trouble saying no sometimes. And as introverts, sometimes it's really stressful to put ourselves out there anyways. And then when we're trying to do it, 8 different networking events that week, that's really, you don't want to set yourself up to have to shut down for a few days, or to get sick and catch a cold where your body's really forcing you to shut down. So just really honoring yourself enough to say, okay, I need to take a break.
Yeah. Someone gave me a wonderful tip once, and I've been using it ever since, is that when somebody asks you to do something, or when something's on your calendar, like a networking event, to check in with your body first. Your mind might say, well, I should really go to this thing because I need to network, I need to meet people, or, blah, blah, blah. But check in with your body, and if your body's going to tell you yes or no. And if you have pain, or you're feeling short of breath, or you're feeling stressed just thinking about it, say no. You don't have to go to every single thing, and that's going to support you so much in your, in being successful, really, because if you're too stressed and you're too tired and you're just going, each crash is from success.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because really checking in with yourself and doing that too before you take on a new client. So if you have maybe a session with somebody who's a potential new client and your body is tensing up and telling you, oh my gosh, this client's not a good fit for you, it's okay to say no to those clients as well who are not a good fit for you as an empath or as an introvert, that because you are your own boss. And so it's important that you're honoring the events that you want to go to and listening, checking in with your body and taking on the clients that you want to as well.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And
yeah,
I find that the universe is going to reward you for that most of the time, and it's going to send you
absolutely
an amazing client, and one that's going to be a really great fit for you.
Absolutely.
Vice versa. If you say yes to those clients that you don't feel are a good fit, you're going to get more of them.
Right. Absolutely. Open the space for the clients that are really your perfect match, right?
Yeah. Comments. Let's see here. Katie says, Erin, you used the word guilty, and that reminded me about forgiving ourselves for not meeting the over expectations we hold about ourselves.
Absolutely. Being kind and loving to yourself and not judging yourself for not wanting to go to every event. And it's okay to say no, not feeling guilty when you say no, because that networking event is still going to happen whether or not you're there. Yep. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Yep.
Yeah. And let's see. Someone shared a statement that helps me say no. I can't. My resources are otherwise engaged. I like that.
Beautiful.
Your energy.
I love that. Yeah, very good.
Thank you, Lorna.
Thank you, Lorna. Yes.
Yeah. So any other advice you have for empathic introvert entrepreneurs?
Yeah, I think, just my best advice is just recognizing that that's you and knowing that, I don't want to say your limitations because it's not really limitations, but just knowing yourself enough. And like we talked about, knowing when to say no and knowing when to step back and protecting and shielding yourself. And if you're, going to a networking event that you really don't want to go to, put your silk blouse on, buy yourself a nice silk blouse or a scarf, and you'll be all set. Yeah. Yep. And I do have a tip sheet for everybody that I know that we talked about. So I'll give you the link to that so that everyone can get something in their hands that they can have to refer to when they're needing to protect themselves. Yeah.
Awesome. So after the call, I'll have you send that link to me, Michelle, and I'll post it underneath the comments under the video.
Perfect.
Yeah. Awesome. Anything else?
Yeah, I do want to also put out there that I do offer a free consultation. So if anybody has more questions or want to talk with me one-on-one, I'll put, the link to reach me in the comments as well. And I would love to offer a 30-minute coaching call, strategy call to anybody that's watching.
Perfect. Thank you so much. How can you follow you, Michelle, on your website and Facebook or any social media?
I'm sorry?
How can people get a hold of you?
Oh, sorry.
Website and on social media.
Yeah. So on social media, on Facebook, it's Michelle McClintock. CHC is my business page. Or they can friend me on Facebook too, of course. And then Instagram is Michelle D. McClintock. And my website is tunedinwellness.com.
Tunedinwellness.com. Perfect.
Yeah.
You can feel free, Michelle, to post those in the comments as well, and I'll go ahead and put their website in there right now so they have that. TunedInWellness.com.
Yeah, perfect.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, Michelle, today. I really appreciate having you. I think that this was really great, informative.
Thank you so much. And for anyone who hasn't yet joined Erin's Confidence Challenge, I have done it twice, and it's great, especially being an introvert. Sometimes you just need a little extra push, a little extra encouragement to step out of your comfort zone, and Erin really helps you do that in a wonderful, gentle, loving way. And I highly recommend everyone to join her Confidence Challenge.
Thank you so much, Michelle. And
thank you.
Yeah, and if you do want to join, it's erinsun.com/confidence challenge. I'll put that below in the as well. And everyone, this is a weekly show, so tune in every Thursday at 4 o'clock, and we actually have a special bonus interview on Tuesday at 10 a.m. next week. We're having Liesl Heversham, hopefully I said that correct. She is out of South Africa. So instead of making her get up in the middle of the night to do an interview, we decided to do a 10 a.m. so that she doesn't have to get up in the middle of the night. And she is with Savvy Self-Growth for Introverts. That's her business. So that's Tuesday at 10 a.m. And on Thursday next week at 4 p.m., our typical time, we will be having Katarina Rando as our guest. Super exciting. Yeah, and she's going to be speaking on public speaking for introverts. I'm really excited to hear that because a lot of introverts, we want to get out there and be, spread our message, but we don't know how and we're too scared to get out there and speak. So she's going to be talking about how to do that as an introvert. Very exciting. So mark your calendars for those. And if you want to see any past interviews, you can go to aaronstun.com/category/TSI. All right, everyone. Thanks again, Michelle, for being on. Really loved having you. And everyone, go check out what else Michelle has to offer.
Thank you so much, everyone.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
Have
Erin.
a great day. You're welcome.
Bye.